Hey guys, welcome back to Wendell Fishing. Darren here, and it is a sad day in Northeast Ohio because it is getting close to the end of fishing season. Big bummer. It's the end of October, and Halloween's just around the corner, and I might get a few more times in, but I also purchased a new house, and I'm running out of storage. And so I was looking around like, where in the world can I store my kayak? And realized the only way to go is up. So I did some research and tried to figure out what's the most cost-effective way to get this thing up in the air. So do I buy my own pulley systems and design it myself? And I found out that really the easiest and most cost-effective way is to head over to Amazon and buy the kit that is already made for this type of thing. So I waited and waited for the Amazon warehouse deal and found a hoist for kayaks for $15.41. Had a 4.5 star rating, and it was Amazon's choice. And there it is right there. All right, let's hop in and see what you get, and I'm gonna show you how to install. Let's do this. If you love kayak fishing, then you are in the right place. My videos drop every Thursday at 11:45 a.m. and I do kayak modifications. Actually, I'm out there fishing on the water for bass. I do reviews. So if you're into that type of thing, hit that sub and bell notification, and I will keep them coming. All right, enough about that. Let's hop in. Let's open this box and see how to install it. Well, here it is, the Rad Sports Easy Kayak Hoist. And I was afraid this thing was gonna be a bunch of junk when I opened it up, so I guess we'll decide that together. It's supposed to hold up to 125 pounds, which is good because my native Slayer Propel 10 is 62 pounds without the drive unit. So it has a mech locking system, which we'll get to in just a moment. So let's see what is in this bad boy. All right, so it looks like we got the straps here. That's good. The rope, we'll open that up a little bit. Got your hardware pieces. Okay. Here's your pulley systems. Holds the straps, looks like they go out to the side. This is metal, all except for the pulley system, which is plastic. So we'll see about that. Got two of those. Looks like your tie off for your rope at the bottom. And some more hardware. This is going to be what you put into your joists up on the ceiling, and then you'll attach it here. Yep, simple there. Two of those guys, and then some instructions. Doesn't look too incredibly crazy, but we'll see what happens. All right, so what you'll need to do is first determine, of course, where you want to place it. Mine's going to go up there in the corner. And then where you want your lift points on your kayak to be. So I determined I want my lift points to be here and here, which I think will be pretty good. So I measured that out a little bit earlier to save some time. So I want to put it 4 feet from here to here. So it needs to be 4 feet off the wall, so my nose has room to fit up there. And then there's 4 feet in between here. So I need to put my hardware 4 feet apart, and then the rest of it will just stick out. I should be good to go. All right, let's install this. All right, I'm up on a ladder here, trying to figure out where my joist is. I know my joists run a long ways along my garage. Also keep in mind, make sure your joist should be 16 inches off the side here, because my kayak is 3 feet wide, and if I'm gonna lift this up here, this is gonna be the center of my kayak. So I'm good to go. I have a feeling, a pretty good feeling, that this is where the joist is running all the way down. I got a little, you can see where they already screwed into it, and this is one of the screws for the drywall. So just to confirm, boom, there's the stud. So I'm gonna put one here at 4 feet out and another one at 4 feet, and you guys can, I'll do that real fast. If you have it, these lag screws are 7/16, so you'll need an extender and a 7/16 bit, which will save you a lot of time in driving that into your joist. Because if you don't have an extender, what happens is you can't get your drill bit far enough in there in order to sink it. So this will save you a ton of time. All right, put these up. All right, so it's obvious I have a finished ceiling, but if you don't, it's open, you're still showing the studs, you can skip that step and just take this hardware and attach it right to your studs. So it makes it a lot easier. And basically just drill a hole through here and you leave enough room in order to go all the way through. Or another option here, you can build this on your work table on a longer 2x4, and then when you're done, just attach it to the ceiling. But since I have a finished ceiling and I know the joists are, I'm gonna do it this way. All right, let's move on. Now we're gonna basically simply attach these with these up to the ceiling, and we'll keep on moving on with this project. All right, Since I want my kayak, like it's sitting now, to be angled up here, and I want to be pulling the rope on this side so I can attach it to a cleat down here, this is how you're gonna have to set up your hardware. I'm gonna want this one set up like this on the left side, and I want this one set up like this on the right side. And you'll see when we put the rope through it why I did that. All right, once you have these in on both sides, depending on which hand you are, I'm right-handed, so I put the nuts on the outside, and then take 11/16 socket and tighten those bad boys up. All right, to show you what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tie this knot right here. It's gonna run down through this pulley, up over this pulley, and we'll get that started. All right, you might be thinking you're only gonna be pulling one rope and your kayak's gonna be lifting into the air. That's actually not true. As you can see here, there's 2 pulleys. And one, you stick through the lift brake up here, around the pulley over there, and that controls one of the pulleys. And your other rope, same thing, you go through the second hole. Kind of see it right here. Go to the second hole, go on the left side of the pulley, and this controls the pulley right here. So when you're pulling, you're actually pulling on 2 ropes. So let's go ahead and get that set up. All right, so when you're running these, you would think at the brake, you go through the hole, you think you go this way for the brake, but you actually don't. You gotta tuck this behind this brake, and I'll show you why in a second. And then run it through your pulley. So when there's a lot of weight on the kayak, hit the brake. That's how that works. All right, after it runs down through here, run over the pulley, down through your other pulley. This is nice. Make sure these are facing inwards, and then back up, and then all you gotta do is just tie a knot, and that sits like that. And if you pull on it, that's how you get one side. Before I go start cutting rope, I'm gonna put the cleat on here, and since I know there's a stud right here, I'm gonna place this here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lower the rope this side, the lowest it will go. And then once it wraps around the cleat a few times, I'll cut it, and then I'll set the rest of the rope. Now that I wrapped around a few times, it is at my lowest point that I need to be. I now can cut it off right here and run the other rope. Now I'm going to take my propane torch and burn the end so the rope doesn't fray. All right, same thing here. The rope down and then tie the knot up here. And now you have 2 and make them both go up and down. All right, next up is creating a spacer rope. So I cut out a length of 4 foot, which is basically from my pulley hook to pulley hook. And you can see there's a hole here. So basically just tied a knot so it's tight, and you'll run it all the way down to the other one. And this will keep from your pulley hooks from separating and your kayak falling. So do not skip this very important step. Now that you've attached your tether rope to the middle, now you gotta tie your straps. So you gotta get some leverage on your boat, pick it up, and get these things as snug as you possibly can. I did, as you can see, they stretch out a little bit. Plus, if it's a lot of lag in there, you're not gonna get it to your ceiling like you want it to. See, I have 10-foot ceilings, but if you have 8-foot ceilings, this is really important. You're really wanna stretch these out as much as you can. And if you don't like these, I'm sure you can use a ratchet strap to get it super tight like you want it to be. So once you have these set up, now all you gotta do is pull. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's do this. Hey guys and gals, if you like this, brought you some value, please hit that like button. If you want one of these, I'm gonna put the link in the description below. Make sure to check out those warehouse deals. And hey, if you love kayak fishing, hit that sub and bell notification and I'll keep them coming. All right, thanks, see ya.